on. You go. Yeah. This is Savi Clay Works. This is where I make the messins.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And I do wheel thrown, Nordic inspired work, and also some hand built stuff. That's all college stuff except for the thing on the end my daughter made for me, and then the Flintstone goblets, one I traded for in college with the rest.
Oh.
This little pot right here is the first piece of pottery I ever made in 2nd grade.
Oh, wow.
It's a little lumpy,
Oh.
thick thing with V's on it because I learned cursive V's, and I was very proud of that.
Oh.
So I'll be open for the Arts of Clark County Open Studio Tour first week in November this year. What happens in the future
Yeah.
depends on the jury, but this is my work. It's as I said, Nordic inspired by the lily of the valley, which is called kielo in Finnish. It's a national flower, and also inspired by the embroidery on the traditional garments. There's like heavily embroidered things, not only in Finland but in other Nordic countries too, and even in Baltic countries they have heavy embroidery. It's beautiful. It inspires me to make designs that I can carve. The colors that you see here are colored clays, so they're colored underglaze that I make, and then I carve through that to show the white clay that's underneath it. So I use a clear glaze over the colored clays, and then I use a speckled glaze like you would see like on this mug, speckled glaze too, because I think it fits the aesthetic. Those birch tree things are some really cool underglaze transfers that I found. And I really like it with the red birds. It reminds me of growing up in Michigan where we had cardinals. I used to have a cardinal bird that came to the windowsill of my bedroom, and I would leave little crumbs out, and it would come to peck my window, and so that's kind of like reminiscent of my childhood.
Yeah.
The fir cones are an actual fir cone that I picked up out of our yard and draw around it, and then I reproduce the scales with.
Wow.
And you can tell it's a fir cone because it has the mouse legs coming out from underneath. And I just sold a teapot yesterday, but these are the new teapots, and I have coffee pots, and so and then these oak leaves are actually an oak leaf from my music partner's house. So I pick up real leaves and use them as patterns, and then I have stylized some things.
Yeah.
So
Tell me about these little guys.
Oh, and the gnomes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the gnomes.
Yeah.
Basically, I wanted to do something hand built because I do a lot of wheel throwing, and I wanted to do some hand built things, and I wanted something also that was small and accessible for people. I don't want to have to only sell to people who are well heeled, right? Yeah. So I have small things that start at $10, so anybody can buy a pot of some sort. And so these little gnomes, I started just with the little ones, and then they just kind of took off. And I've probably, I don't know, in the last 2 years, I've probably sold nearly 60 of them. Wow. And a friend of mine says, why do they all look like Mark? I said, well, they don't all look like Mark. Some of them look like Sam Elliott. So
You've got a range.
I've got a range, yeah. So,
I bet Mark never thought he would be a model.
No, but he's the face I love.
Yeah.
And what can you do with a big beard? Not loads of differences, right? But the gnomes were also another way for me to introduce some other colors, because I have a color palette that I use consistently with my pots, and I have a lot of glaze that are all different colors, and I thought, well, I just want to introduce some other glazes some other colors, and gnomes were one way to do it. And they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun to make.
And now this is the lily pattern, which
Yes,
you had. Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
you can tell that it's a stylized lily in the valley, but it's really popular, and I don't
Yeah,
think I'll
it's
ever be
lovely.
able to stop making it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I was talking about, things that are like the embroidery.
Yeah.
You know, where I keep making different patterns. This is the one I did this past winter.
It's beautiful.
So they're all a little bit different
Yeah.
because that's fun.
Now tell me about the folklore. You have, of course, the gnomes, but you have another major element of folklore in your work here.
Right.
Yeah.
There's two different ways that I've done it. These I call these soul birds, which is what they're called, silulintu in Finnish. And the legend of the soul bird is that the soul bird brings the soul to the baby when it's born, and watches over the baby throughout their whole lifetime, and then escorts the baby's soul, or now the adult soul, to the afterlife afterward, to just safety. It's kind of like the same thing as a dream catcher in Native American mythology, but it's a little bit more so. And in Finland, generally they're made out of wood, and they might be kept by the bedside. I'm not much of a woodworker. I mean, I'm a clay artist, so I had to figure out a way to make them in clay. And so these are two sizes. People use them by their bed. They might set their watch or their rings or something on it. They use them as spoon rest in the kitchen. I mean, you can use it for whatever you like. But and you have that little, and it comes with a card. It tells you about the soul bird. So this year is the first year that I made them in quantity. I made just a few to see if people like them, if they want them, or whatever. I mean, as an artist, you never know what's going to be popular or not. So but some of them have sold. So I'm happy about that.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Valerie, for the interview.
Sorry,
It's so wonderful.
With my dog.
Yeah. And now, how can people find your work? So you mentioned you have an upcoming event.
Yeah, I have a Facebook page called Savi Clay Works. Savi. Savi means clay in Finnish and in Estonian. My Finnish friends have teased me that I'm redundant saying clay works, but you know, if someone mispronounces it savvy, then savvy kind of means smart. So, you know,
it works out.
Yeah, it's okay. And so the best place is to look on Facebook for Savi Clay Works and see what's going on, because I always post there what's going on, and I do have an Instagram page for it, which is supposed to send it from. I don't know if I've got that set up right, but so Facebook is the safest. And the Open Studios tour is yearly and I've been in the last 2 years, and I'm in this year. I've been in other years too, but there's 50 artists that are chosen by jury. So I'm fortunate to be there this year. So the first weekend in November this year, I will have much more than this, and this will be open for visits, and I do demonstrations and also sales. Mark will sell the pots for me.
Wow,
so,
very cool.
Yeah, so it's a real thing.
All right.
So I balance between clay season or art season and music season, and sometimes they cross. A lot of times they cross.
Absolutely.
So that's me.
All right. Thanks, Valerie.
Oh, I know what I should play.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And it sounds...
Finlandia and Erkki's building, which I wrote when we were at the main Kantele Institute, because Erkki had a building for building harps. I mean, not harps, but kanteles. We're all about harps here.
Yeah.
So that was mixed style. At first just chords for Finlandia, and then mixed style of chords and plucking.
Thank you. And just to mention it on camera, you're sitting amidst lilies of the valley, right? Yeah. And that's just so fitting. And I love it with the bird song.
I know, this is a bird sanctuary. There's all kinds of bird songs here. I told her that when Mark and I first saw this place, I told him, take a deep breath and realize how much oxygen there is here, unlike other places. And also this area is a bird refuge. We have sometimes 11 species of birds in our woods at once.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, no kidding. How do you feel like your connection to your Finnish heritage has a relationship to why you loved it so much?
You know, the style of the house is just speaks to me, to my soul. As soon as we walked into it and we were going up the stairs, I went to him, this is it. You know, and it has that whole feeling of houses that that I grew up in Michigan, you know, and so lots of Finns there.
Yeah.
And it just feels right, you know, and nestled in the trees, it just feels that way. So, you know, we'll probably be here always, as long as we can be.
Yeah.
You know, we've been here 25 years so far. So.
Yeah.
And my friend Satu Mikkola, who started the Livakat Kanteles, she named our house Metsen Mok, which means forest cabin.
Oh,
so Mark
I love
made
it.
a little sign. I have to keep reminding Mark that they're not harps. They're shells, but they are just gorgeous.